Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in another episode of the Quran in English Basics for Beginners. And we are busy with Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter number 5. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Surah 5, verse number 90. O you who believe, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, intoxicants and gambling, the dedication of stone, and divination by arrows are an abomination of Satan's handiwork. Eschew such abomination that you may prosper. So Islam, from the very, very earliest days, 1400 years ago, made intoxicants haram. And that is why the majority, if not all, of the Muslims are teetotalers. The word teetotaler is that they will never, or they have never even put a drop of alcohol in their lips deliberately. Not a drop of wine, nor champagne, nor beer, nor any other alcohol product. And they are very particular in looking at the labels to ensure that there is no alcohol, because one of the side effects of alcohol is drunkenness, which causes confusion in the brain, and that is a social evil. So alcohol is actually a social evil. It is a drug, and people get addicted to it. And because it is a drug, and because it damages the brain, then when you are driving a car, then you can cause a motor car accident. That means alcohol causes harm to other people, and that's why Islam does not allow it, because Islam does not allow you to cause harm to other people. So let's see in what way alcohol can cause harm to other people. If you are driving a motor car and you are drunk, you can get involved in a motor car accident. You can kill an innocent man, woman, and child, or a pregnant woman. So that you are causing a harm to other people. Or you can be drunk and you may be involved in domestic violence. You can be beating up your wife or your children or your grandchildren. So you're causing harm in your existing home. If you are drunk, you may be a terrible neighbor, going to your neighbors' houses and making a big noise in the street. If you may be a drunk, you may be causing shame and humiliation to yourself by urinating in the street or urinating in your pants. And we see social media so full of so many videos where young, beautiful teenage girls are totally drunk, laying straight, legs open on the pavement with all their parts exposed because they are totally drunk. Another way in which alcohol causes harm to a human being is that it destroys your honor and your dignity. People will talk about things which they would normally not talk about, and they will divulge, for example, business secrets. Or people were, for example, they're at a business party or a Christmas party or the New Year's party, and they will be so drunk that they will then have sex with other people or with their fellow colleagues, and then it will affect their marriage because now they are involved in adultery. And some people will take a girl to a bar and get her drunk, so then he can get her into the bedroom and then have sex with her and take her virginity away. And meanwhile, when she wakes up in the morning, she is totally horrified as to what has happened. And for this and many other reasons, including damage to your heart and damage to your liver, you have alcoholic cirrhosis, and you know the liver is one of the most important organs in the body. It removes all the toxins in the body, but you get people who get to totally damage the liver and even damage their brain. And it is for this reason that alcoholism is totally, totally forbidden in Islam, because as a Muslim, you need to be an instrument of good for humanity. You cannot be an instrument of harm or shame or humiliation, not only for yourself or for your family or for society as a whole. Human beings have been created with honor and with dignity, whereas some drunken people walk around with shame and humiliation to themselves and to the family. In addition to that, gambling is also forbidden. So even though you may be going through some financial difficulty, it is very easy for these things for a person to get addicted to this, because these are all the handiworks of Satan or the devil. He tempts you to say, no, there's good in champagne. And you must have champagne for celebration. So he's fooling humanity, and humanity gets fooled by the intoxicants, and they get fooled by gambling. People spend their hard-earned money on the lottery in the vain hope that maybe they'll win $100 million or $1,000 million, and all their problems will be solved. But studies have shown over and over and over and again that whoever's won the lottery has become bankrupt again within 2 or 3 years. So this and many, and now today also with social media. It's only recently that I've heard about it, and I was not aware of it before, that apparently there's online gambling. So you no longer have to go into a casino and you can gamble. So if you are involved in gambling, or if you are involved in drugs, or if you are involved in any types of intoxicants, please seek help. I am not here to pass judgment on anybody. People have different reasons why they get involved in various things. But remember that if you are involved in drugs or dacha or ecstasy or intoxicants or gambling and all these type of things, then remember Satan or Shaitan or Iblis or the devil has entered your house, has entered your brain, and has entered your heart. Remove the devil from your life before your life becomes worse. This is my appeal to everybody. Whether you are a Muslim or not a Muslim, the devil works on you irrespective of who you are, black or white, Muslim or non-Muslim, Christian, Buddhist or atheist. It does not matter. As long as you are a human being, you are an enemy to the devil. Satan's plan is but to excite enmity and hatred between you with intoxicants and gambling, and hinder you from the remembrance of God, from the remembrance of Allah, and from prayer. Will you not then abstain? Will you still be a lover of Satan? Or will you say, you know what, today enough is enough. I don't need a 12-point plan. I don't need to go to Alcoholic Anonymous. I will be so firm in my discipline and my willpower that I will give it up immediately. And that is what the Sahaba did in Medina. When the verses were revealed, they didn't have to go for psychological counseling. They didn't go through a 12-point step for 6 months or 10 months. They didn't need any tokens to tell them how many times, how many months they remained off alcohol. Once they made up their mind, I'm not ever going to have this alcohol touch my lips, that was it. Khalas. They never had to get to that drink again. In fact, they hated it so much they never ever wanted to see it, and they needed no psychological help for it. So because the brain is very, very powerful. So we don't always need Alcoholic Anonymous or 12-point step plans and so on and so on. We need to use our brain. God, most merciful, has given us a very, very powerful brain. So use that brain to remove all your addictions that you have, whether it is the addiction of drugs or gambling or alcohol or any other types of addictions, even social media addictions that is affecting your output and your performance. And if you are becoming a harm or a menace to society, or you are becoming a very, very unproductive human being. Obey Allah and obey the Messenger. Ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul, and beware of evil. If you do turn back, know you that it is our Messenger's duty to proclaim the message in the clearest manner. There is no compulsion in religion. The Prophet Mohamed, peace and blessings be upon him, simply shares the message. He has never ever forced anyone. No Muslims have ever forced anyone, because you cannot say you're a Muslim and people force you to that. How can you say religion is an act of love? Religion comes voluntarily. You can never force anyone to embrace something they do not love. It's got to come from within that person. On those who believe and do deeds of righteousness, there is no blame for what they ate in the past, when they guard themselves from evil and believe and do deeds of righteousness, or again, guard themselves from evil and believe, or again, guard themselves from evil and do good. For Allah loves those who do good. And look how many times this verse is emphasizing, because the devil is pure evil. Evil. Angels are good, God is good, whereas human beings have got a dual personality. Human beings can choose between good or they can choose between evil. And the Quran is saying over and over and over again that please don't choose this path. Don't follow the way of the devil. He makes things look intelligent. He makes things look tempting. He plays with your brain all the time. But always choose the way of the angels, which are pure goodness, and the way of God, most merciful, who is pure goodness personified. Join me in the next episode as we continue with this chapter. May your life be filled with barakah, blessings, abundance, goodness, and afiyah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.